let me warn you that when people think about different schools and which schools they should select or which schools they should apply to or which schools should they even begin thinking about, there is a very, very strong focus from everybody in saying you should know exactly what school you want to go to. And let me tell you that that level of crystal clear clarity will never be yours till you have landed up at the school that you want. So be comfortable with that ambiguity. This is something that you will have to deal with. And I would say it's particularly relevant if you're applying to international B schools. It would not be wrong to acknowledge the fact that a lot of the domestic students have the opportunity to visit the school, actually meet the admission staff or the current students to be able to get a lot of insights into their school application and a school choice process, which due to some constraints of time, expenses, as well as just not being able to physically present here, might be limitations for you. But that does not mean that you cannot do an informed research and find out what would be the best school for you. Just on that note, I would say that there are a couple of things that you should keep in mind. The first one would be that please try and dig out the information and do not go again by the herd mentality here. Just because everybody you know went to a particular school does not mean that that school is going to be a fit for you. So read very carefully on the websites of each of the schools in terms of what they say their competitive advantages. Trust me, the first time you read it, it's going to all seem very similar. So what do you do as the next step? Please try and find out people who are attending the programs in these schools, even if it means just randomly writing to club leaders whose information would be very easily available on the websites. If you don't have friends or networks, just write to them and ask them if they could make the time to speak with you. And the amount of information that you get in those conversations is sometimes way, way beyond what any counselor or anybody else who is in a professional helping session will be able to do for you. So I would say that's the best approach to go about it. And the more time you can invest in just connecting with people of these various target schools, you would be able to not only just develop a list of schools that works for you, but would be also able to tailor your application processes to those schools, which would later be at your own advantage.